Talking today about, let me tell you, common mistakes that you need to avoid after you apply for your mortgage, okay? After you go and you say, hey, I'm going to buy a house, I apply for a mortgage, I get everything done, I am ready to go. These are mistakes that we see people make.
Right.
That are literally, they kill deals all the time. Like they do away with them constantly.
The deal killers.
Because we see people make these mistakes. So we're going to talk about the common mistakes you need to avoid after you apply for a mortgage. So we're going to start out with you today. We went backward.
Okay.
We're going to start out with you. You give these people what you think is number one, or just number one on your list.
Okay, I got a list.
Talk to the nation here.
I got a list. So the number one thing that I would say not to do, I don't know if I would say it's the number one thing not to do, but the number one thing I got on my list
I understand with you.
Is don't change jobs.
Right.
Do not change your job.
Absolutely.
If you've got another job opportunity,
Right.
you need to consult with your mortgage person.
Yes.
And see what kind of arrangements can be made, because honestly, again, a mortgage person is going to tell you better, but there's some variances there of what can happen. If it's the same field, it might not change much.
Right. Right.
But don't go from working as a factory worker to a nurse.
Right.
Just don't go do it. Even though you think, well, I'm getting more money or whatever. It don't matter.
It's going to help me. That's what a lot of people
say. I'm going to make more money, so it's going to make my application look better.
Yes.
Consult with your mortgage person, because it could change everything.
And I'll go on to say about that, because your time on the job,
there we go.
That weighs into that.
Right.
They look at those things when they're deciding, okay, I'm going to give this person $150,000 to go purchase a house. You know, how long have they been on their job? They've been there 35 minutes.
Right.
You know, they look at those things.
Yes.
That goes into that. That's why we're saying don't change your jobs. Now, again, sometimes within the same field, everything's okay. We're not going to even act like that we're the expert there. When we see the mistake is from our side, we see this happen. They change jobs, totally change fields. That hurts. We understand that.
Right.
The other thing that I'm going to throw on top of that, don't quit your job.
Right.
Okay? Yeah. Do not quit your job. And you're probably sitting there listening to us today thinking, duh, I understand not to quit my job.
How did it happen?
I can't tell you how many times that it has happened.
Yes.
Literally. I can't tell you how many times that it's happened in our 12, 13 years of being in this business, that you're in the middle of buying a house and somebody quits their job.
Again, like I said, you've got approved for the loan. You know, you know you got it at this point. You think you got the loan at this point.
Right.
You got a move coming up.
Sure.
You've been renting here for 10 years.
Right.
Now you're going to be getting to buy your first house. You're getting ready to move into your first house.
Yeah.
You've got another job opportunity lined up.
Right.
So a week, 2 weeks before closing, you say, you know what? Go ahead and turn in my 2 weeks notice here.
Yes,
I'll have a week off.
Get a move.
That way I can be off, get the move done, start my job the next week.
Man, it sounds good.
Sounds good in theory.
It sounds good.
Kill it.
But what happens is a lot of times, so we're told,
Karen.
And I know this, they verify everything that you've told them right before closing.
They do it.
It's a final verification of employment, of everything that you've told them at this point, because they want to make sure that you've not done this.
Right.
That this hasn't happened in that process. Remember, this is typically at a minimum, if you're getting a mortgage, a 30-day process.
Right.
Up to about 60 days, depending upon inspections and contingencies and all of those things. So a lot can happen in 2 months. That's why they verify or re-verify at the end. So you say, again, the first thing we're going to talk about is don't change your job. Don't quit your job.
Right.
Don't change how they pay you at your job.
Right.
Don't let any of that change, because it changes circumstances that these mortgage companies, these underwriters, these people that's given this money, it changes how that they look at things. So that's number one. So I'll go with number two. The second thing is cash is a big thing here, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of people think cash is king.
Right.
In certain situations, cash is king. It's a good thing.
Right.
But when you're going and looking on income and money that is received by you that goes into your bank account, okay?
Right.
These mortgage companies, they look to verify everything.
Right.
There just can't be an infusion of cash come in. They're like, where did that come from?
Where did this money come from?
What is that?
Because they're going to ask.
No doubt. And if they can't verify it, it's a problem. It's a problem. So the second thing is don't deposit cash into your bank account.
Right.
Make sure every deposit that you make is something that's verifiable for them. They work on facts and figures.
Traceable.
Yes. So they want to be able to see, what is this? How is this coming? And again, it seems so crazy that you mean to tell me I can't put $5,000 cash in my bank account. That would help me.
Right.
For us, that is true.
Right.
For the mortgage process, it's not a good thing, right?
Again,
now let us say this.
Yeah.
Let me say this. These are totally our opinions.
Right.
Right? These are our opinions.
Right.
These are mistakes we've seen
happen.
We're not giving you legal or financial advice. Consult with
those
proper people. They'll tell you better than we can. They're going to tell you what we're telling you is right.
Right. I was going to say, by all means, if you've got $5,000 that you're ready to deposit in the bank,
yes,
just before you do it,
in the mortgage process.
If you're in the mortgage process, if you're buying a house,
put it in there.
Yeah, if you got it, put it in there.
Or bring it to me.
Yeah. But if you've already applied for your loan, that's not in there, then all of a sudden you've sold a motorcycle.
Right.
And you got $5,000, somebody paid you cash, you're going to deposit into the bank. Just before any of that happens,
yes,
call your mortgage person that you're approved through and say, here's what happened.
Right.
How do you want me to handle this? Because I guarantee you there'll be a little bit more detail.
No doubt.
Than just say, well, just stick it in there. There's going to be some more details involved.
Yes, there's
that. So again, just ask them.
No doubt about it. So again, that's number 2. Be careful. Don't put the cash in there. Ask, make sure that you do those things. Remember, we got a poll question going. If you just come in the room, we got a poll question going. What's the number 1 feature that you look for in a home? We're using you guys to give us some research today. Right? We're asking this because we're doing some research on potentially a project that we got coming up. So we want to hear from you, the nation. You always help us out with that. So again, make sure that you do that, and that you invite your friends, you like the video, you share the video, all of those things. You get that done for us today. We're talking about common mistakes made to avoid after applying for a mortgage. We went through 2. What do you got for the third one?
Number 3 is if you've been a long time listener of the show, or if you've heard the podcast or anything like that, you're going to know exactly what I'm going to say with number 3.
Gotcha.
This might be a given, but it's so given that I'm going to tell you again.
Right.
I've got don't make any large purchases such as furniture or a car or anything like that, but I'm going to say I'm going to take the large out, and I'm going to go back to just don't make any purchases on credit.
Credit. Yes, I agree.
If you are financing anything, put a halt to it before you do it.
Right.
Consult with your mortgage person and say, hey, got a major sale going on right now at Hobby Lobby on fake plants.
Right. Absolutely.
And I'd like to buy me about $150 worth.
Right.
And I'm wanting to put it on my credit card.
Yes.
Will that do anything to my score?
Right.
My debt to income. Mm-hmm. Don't do it. Just don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. Okay. Yeah. Right. Consult with them first. But again, I said I had wrote large down. Obviously, that changes things. That could change.
Sure.
New
car.
That could change things drastically. But even that's what I'm saying. It gets so it could be so. There's a fine line there.
Right.
Again, in the mortgage world, they've got guidelines that they have to go before they give you money.
Have to.
So you want to make sure that you're going to still be within their guidelines when you decide to do whatever you're going to do. Right. So again, talk to them first. Again, I know I've made videos about this myself. You've heard me say it on this show 100,000 times. But again, it's stuff that we see happen so many times that we just want to continue to keep that fresh in your mind. So if you're out someday at Lowe's and you see something and you're thinking, I need to go ahead and get this.
Right.
Hopefully, we've said it so many times that you're going to say, hold on a minute, I remember that old crazy guy on that show.
Yes. They said, don't do
it. Right. I need to check with somebody first.
And honestly,
call them while you're in Lowe's. They better answer your phone call.
Yeah.
If you don't, get a different lender.
This is the thing about it. And so we've been asked before. We have been asked this question. We've been able to go around the area here to several places and talk about, this show that we do.
Right.
People's intrigued by it, right? Not only just the nation, but other business people around here. And they're like, why so transparent with the information? Y'all tell a lot of stuff. Why do you do that? Well, this is what it is. We have seen these mistakes made.
Right.
And here's what's bad. You have a family that, again, whether they need to move and they found a house and everything was in line and all is going great. And as you said, excitement level really ratchets up. I mean, it goes up big time. It goes up major for everybody involved, and it should.
Right.
But what you said, we see these things where, again, all right, man, not only is my life going good, I found my house, I got a new job offer, and they do the scenario that you gave. Or the excitement level builds, and they're like, you know what, we got this big old house, we're moving up, we don't have enough furniture to furnish it, we want to get new this, we want to get new that, let's go ahead and go measure the rooms, let's get this done, let's go ahead and pay for this stuff, we're going to put new carpet down, new flooring down, new cabinets in, let's go prepay all this, that way we can get it done immediately.
Right.
And then what we're telling you you don't want to happen happens.
Right.
They do that final verification. And all of this excitement. So now you've went and bought $5,000 worth of cabinets, 2 new living room suites, and a new car, and quit your job.
Right.
And they look at you and say, you can't have this house no more.
Yeah.
We don't want you to. We don't want that to happen.
No, that's
why we're giving this information.
Those are bad phone calls.
That's why we do this. That's why we stand in front of this camera. The majority of the time we're here, we're trying to give you the most up-to-date, relevant real estate information in the entire world.
Right.
We don't want you to go through these things. So that again is why would we do? We want you to do. We want you to be prepared. Not only you, we want others to be prepared that are going to be in this process, because it should be one of the greatest times of your life, purchasing a home.
Right.
It should be a good thing. So we went through 3. I'll do one more. We'll go through 4. We'll give them a couple throw-ons here instead of going in deep with them. But the last one that I'm going to talk to you about is do not close any credit accounts.
Okay.
All right. So you've got these accounts open. They've approved your status for a new mortgage on what your credit snapshot looks like at the time they look at it.
Right.
So don't change that.
Right.
You would be shocked. We didn't know this, but we took a credit class and learned this. You can actually remove a credit account from your credit portfolio, and it makes your score go down.
Oh, yeah, it'll drop you.
It will drop your score.
Yeah.
And you're saying, well, wait a minute, I just take it off and it does? Yeah, it can. So don't think about going and canceling these accounts.
Right.
Wait till it's all over.
Right.
Wait till it's all done. If they ain't nothing owed on it, then go cancel.
Let's go back to the scenario just a minute ago where I was talking about cash.
Right.
So, okay, you've sold that motorcycle. You got
Yeah.
$5,000 now. We told you don't put it in the bank.
Right.
Don't put that money in the bank. So you think,
Right.
you know what? We'll pay a credit card there. After.
Right. Right.
You could pay a credit card off with your $5,000. You
Sure.
think I'm going to pay it off, close my account.
Right. It could change
Now,
things.
like
It
you
could
said,
change
it
things.
could change
Yeah.
things. Because
it could
it's
change things.
credit history is a great thing.
Right.
A lot of people, you hear the Dave Ramseys, and I'll just call him out, buddy. My name, Dave Ramsey. I've heard you say it.
Getting fired.
Well, I mean, they tell you don't use no credit. That all
Right.
sounds good in theory if everybody's got cash running around,
Right.
floating around.
Sure.
But in theory, credit is what makes the world go round.
Oh, there's no
That's the
doubt.
truth. It's
Yeah.
your insurance scores are based off of that. You know,
Yeah.
your
Your
insurance
credit
payments.
scores.
So it's based off your credit
Those
score.
things.
So again, if you got if you've got a long, lengthy credit line, you've had a credit card since you was 18, you're 48 years old now, you've had that card for 30 years, that looks good on your credit.
Right.
So when you go and cancel that baby, like
gone.
you said, it will pull your score down.
Yeah, so
no doubt about it.
You got to watch those things. Again, those are just little tips, little tricks. We're talking today
Sorry,
about
Dave Ramsey, I didn't mean to
common
call you out.
mistakes to
I
avoid.
still like you.
And we're calling people out on the show.
I'm sorry,
Common
Dave Ramsey.
mistakes to avoid after applying for your mortgage. Be careful of these things. Watch for these things. Be aware of these things.
Right.
The good thing about it is we just want you to be aware of them. Everybody's individual situation is going to be individualized to you yourself. That's why you need a good relationship with the person, the mortgage, the bank, the credit union, whoever that it is that is helping you with this mortgage process. You need to have a good relationship with them. And it's like what Dave said, you need to be able to call them, get them on the phone, say, hey, I'm getting ready to do this, or should I not do this? And them be able to give you that information particularly specified just for you.
So Karen
Would you agree?
says, she said, I saw people come into my friend's business and buy 72-inch vanities because they were in the process of buying a home. The process fell through, and fortunately they were able to bring them back. But there's
Right.
a good chance if they bought those 72-inch vanities on credit,
Right.
those 72-inch vanities could have been what knocked them out of the home.
It could have been.
Could have been.
Well, you never know. But that, again, that's why, great point. Great information, Karen. That's why we're letting you know these things. You
Right.
want to be aware of this. You don't want these mistakes to happen to you. Give them a couple
Let's give them a couple
freebies.
freebies.
Just throw it out there. We
so
won't talk about
you
it.
talked about closing. Don't apply for any new credit. Don't
Yep.
apply for another credit card. Don't
No.
don't do it. Don't change bank accounts.
Right.
Don't. You got mad at TVA or whoever you bank with. And
You
say,
were
you know
calling
what?
them out here today.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like TVA. I got my
That's
bank
where
account.
you're at, right?
I'm just saying, if you get mad at TVA, don't switch, go to OR now or
Right.
SunTrust and like that. Keep your bank account
Yeah.
where you at because, again, lenders want traceable stuff.
Right.
What else? Of course, don't co-sign
Yeah.
for any other people to
Don't
go
do
get
that.
your kid's going to go get a car and you're going to be the co-signer. That's going to come on you too.
Absolutely. That
Don't do
is today's most up-to-date relevant real estate information brought to you right here by
Elite Realty Group.
We are glad to be able to do this for you every Wednesday. We're going to take a short commercial break. If you just come in the room or you joined us and you're just kind of being quiet today, we got a poll question going on. What's the number one feature you look for in a home? We want to hear that from you.
Karen did say
We want
more
to bring
bedrooms.
that.
She would be looking for more bedrooms.
Bedrooms. So the space of the bedrooms, all those things. Be like Karen. Put your answer in that box. Let us know what you think about
I got
that.
a question for Karen for her to answer. We're going to take a break.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is going to be for Karen, and she can answer this while we're on break.
Okay.
So, Karen, my question was, I said, does internet and cell phone signal,
Right.
how would that rank in bedrooms? So if you found the perfect house with the right amount of bedrooms it was just absolutely perfect, but you had no cell phone signal and you couldn't get internet, how would that make your
Would
mind?
you still purchase
Would you
the
still?
house, right?
Would that still be the perfect house?
Not only is that question to Karen, that question to all of
That's
you.
right.
So let us know about that. Short commercial break. We're going to come back with area happenings and some other good things. So you guys stick with us. We'll be right back after this short commercial break. Do you get the picture? We need inventory. If you are a homeowner in the Lakeway area, whether that be a for sale by owner, an expired, or just someone needing to get their house sold, we need inventory now. It is one of the best times in recent years to get your house not only on the market, but get it sold. To get a consultation from one of our agents today, call us at Elite Realty Group, 423-307-8566. Once again, don't wait. Call us today, Elite Realty Group, 423-307-8566. And we welcome you back inside of the comfortable studios
Cool in here today.
of Elite Realty Group right here in beautiful Moorestown, Tennessee. Again, this is episode number 135 of Lakeway Area Real Estate Talk Live, presented by
Elite Realty Group.
Glad